Hello everyone, this is Nerf here, and today we're going to be covering Caswarfox stream. Now I had previously said that I will be making an algorithm on the situation as a whole if I were to find the F list for Frisky Doodle, but there are multiple things that I want to be covering once it comes to the cast drama. Don't expect me to be less personal by the fact that I'll be covering this drama because I am actually personally involved with Cass. But the context behind why I'm making this video to begin with is because Lumi actually joined my server to clarify about the first ski list, which is why I'm making this video as I'm speaking. So I think it'll be fair for me to cover that first before I get to the other topics that I have in mind. As I said previously, I have been covering Fursky in my live stream. And as you hear in the recording, Lumi actually did have free F lists on Fursky Doodle. And as a current, I cannot find those. But it may be publicly display in Lia's video. If not, then I'll probably make a algorithm on that alone to basically find those pieces to begin with. But as it stands out, I cannot find them. As it turns out, Lumi actually did provide the actual two F lists that I haven't shown and display in the stream. So I'm going to show those right now. The F list that is being displayed right now is one of Fursky's OC F lists. If you look at the overview of Fursky's F list here, you can see that she's into infantilism. Now, infantilism as a whole is a paraphilia that is relating to wearing diapers or having a fetish for diapers. It could be a big factor to what APDL is in a sexual manner, which is very concerning considering that Fursky is very open about that in her head list. She'll also put diapers under yes as well, so that's another factor to that too. Fursky will also show her APDL fetishes by putting her art onto her image tab on her F list. God forbid me actually saving this just to display it in the video. Putting that aside though, there's also another F list profile that is more quote-unquote personal, according to Fursky. As you can see in this F list alone, you may see a couple of things that are questionable. However, this could be a one covery kind of thing where I will be covering certain bits of the F list, but you are free to read these on your own. The main thing I want to focus on is the fact that if you look at the group tabs by Fursky, you can see that there are group chats that are related to fetishes, which one of them includes federal, which is already kind of bad enough, considering the fact that you really have to actually define what you mean having diapers in your F list or infantilism displays in your profile, which could be a good indication of how Fursky can be fetishizing ABDL or H play. It's like going to a gym and then playing about people grunting about lifting weights. But that's not the worst part of it though. If you hover around the Sue file or bestiality slash tagline in the maybe section, you can see that Fursky is perfectly okay with the depiction of animals consenting by verbal communication, which is a common argument used by Sue files to objectify against feral art. If that doesn't even convince you enough, Lumi actually provided me with another art piece of Fursky's persona being feral and doing the dirty. I fucking hate you, by the way, for sending me that. Fursky will also display her fur affinity on her OC account. Now, when I actually looked into the account itself, it got deleted, which is a common misspelling. I actually backspace the N, and I actually did found her fur affinity account from that alone. But to view the page, I'm gonna have to log in, so I can't really look into that. So here's a clip of Lyle Convoy covering that alone.
This isn't her only example of being a disgusting pervert, however, as we found her F list, a public list of Fursky's fetishes. Besides her listing, well, every other tag, yes, including racism? Fursky specifically lists different types of animals and genitalia, which really makes her comments in her video on peaches start to sound like a barely disguised fetish. Or not disguised at all. Fursky was also caught with 96 of her fur affinity follows being artists who draw feral art, some being exclusively that, which, for a reminder, was the same reason for Caswarfox to demand I dropped everything to expose Coyote Lovely despite Fursky's numbers more than quadrupling Coyote's. Of hilarious note, though, is one of her follows is an account that uploaded that dolphin shock image they've been pretending to be angry about for over a year. The irony. So you would presume that Caswarfox would drop Fursky like a ton of bricks for not only following feral accounts, but openly being into zoophilia, and being a sexual harasser. No, instead Cass defends them and has kept them in his circle.
You may view these episodes in the description below in my Odyssey video, which I will be uploading there for another alter of this video in case if YouTube takes this down. Now after my stream, Cass completely went to his Joker arc on Twitter. He will also be in a baby tantrum over cancel culture, as well as many other things like not apologizing. He will also advertise a DGen Watch account, which is also another Warper swell by Cass. 2 days after that initial tweet, it was alleged that Cass tried to overdose and he was basically sent to the ICU by Cable and Miniker forums. At first, I actually got informed about this by one of my good friends, so I went on my way to talk to Dark Knight, which from all I know is dating Cass at this point, and she didn't want to put a word out about that situation. So I eventually waited until November 7th, where I witnessed a tweet about one of the old mods of Cass being confronted by one of the good friends of Cass, from what it seems like in this tweet. Before those certain groups of tweets, I actually joined on later on the Lumi call that I had, and I asked him about the Cable situation and Manaker forums, and this is what he had to say about it. Have you heard that Cass is trying to OD, and it wasn't sent to the ICU?
Oh, that's a rumor.
It is a rumor, but I basically talked to Dark Knight about it, and she was like, I don't want to talk about it, so it isn't basically my business to know.
It was a rumor started by, I'm not going to say who, but
Cable?
it's,
Cable and Medicare forms?
No, I haven't touched them. I haven't even looked at the Medicare forms.
Oh, God.
They're a Kiwi farmer. That's as far as I'll go.
Yeah.
But they started, it was a rumor to troll on Cass. That's its purpose. Cass never tried to commit suicide. The person who made the rumor did it because, I mean, it makes him look even more like a pussy. Suicide baiting. He's just walking down the same path as Sappho, basically.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna call it sympathy baiting, but that's kind of softballing it. Well, I actually don't trust pizza as much as well as the setting either because of past experiences. But if it's at a point where you can't deny a certain bit of evidence, then I'm more than willing to believe that person. Now, it does connect to the tweets that I displayed earlier, which it could be a cause that Cass didn't even remotely say that he was suicide baiting, nor did he plan to fake his death in a way to get people to spark up. Either way, it's still fuck up to make that accusation or that rumor. It's basically why playing telephone with people, like spreading rumors, and then people actually believe it, and that can give the opportunity for Cass to be a victim. But Cass is no stranger to that, so I will probably not talk about it more than what it already is. So that's the end of that section, which it does lead up to the next section that I'll be covering too. Fox Mafia members are no stranger once it comes to victim status. They'll try to reach for it no matter what or how they try to gain that status. Even if it means trying to troll shield your way to gain something off of Cass. Fursky is a good example of that too. Shield technically tried to play this whole blood sports game with everybody that is totally against Fox Mafia just to display one of the reasons why they were fraudulent. Back in April, when I released a video about the Fox Mafia and Senate call, you can already hear Fursky trying to already start shit.
This is before Fursky's F-voice has been exposed.
Was there any need to make the sexual comments in that video?
I'm a very abrasive and a very, like, how to say, it, because I literally just woke up. I wasn't expecting to have to fucking do this. But yes, I am a very vulgar person is a word. Like, I say that kind of shit on a regular basis to just fuck all anyone. So yeah, like, I do apologize for making, like, the very gratuitous, like, comments, but honestly, it was mainly with, like, the goatsy comment, essentially. That was mainly referring to, I hope Peaches would have gotten the same amount of, you know, talking to, because, you know, if Lioman is gonna show any form of, credibility, like, not credibility, fucking consistency, I guess, like, he would have done the same thing, that Peaches had some misinformation in their video, so why wouldn't Lio be like, hey, Peaches, like, you fucked up, you made the Senate look bad, you know, here's, whatever, like, on a silver fucking platter, bend over.
Yeah, no, so I understand it was said in, I guess you could say anger.
It was very much anger, like I said, like, I linked
however,
to even Lio Convoy's video, so.
Yes, however, I'm sorry. While it may have been said in anger, I'm gonna have to, I still find it extremely distasteful. Like, these comments were absolutely unwarranted. And, like, I know Peaches on a personal level, and honestly, you should be apologizing directly to Peaches, not fucking me passing on an apology, because that was vile.
If Peaches would fucking message me, I probably would, but honestly, I gotta say, skill issue. I'm not gonna fucking lie. This is the internet, honey. And I just woke up.
Did I mention anything about you lying, or?
No, you didn't. I'm just saying, this is the fucking internet. If Peaches wants to directly message me, I'll be more than happy to apologize, like.
So,
but again, I just woke up. Skill issue.
Now the certain clip actually gotten Fursky to be backlisted in certain servers. Especially from 3D modeling servers like Bubblegum Bass, for example. Shortly after her initial ban, she went balls to the walls over the fact that she got banned. And even as going as far as blacklisting me because I commissioned her to make a VTuber model. The reason why I want to point this out is because Fursky has been trying to call out a dogpile on me over the fact that I called Cass a pedophile, which I never did at the time. But to fill in the rest of the blanks, I'm going to read up a screenshot that says everything about the whole Fursky tweet, as I don't want to waste my time blabbering my mouth about it. But what's funny about the initial tweet that she sent it in, I was always the person to complain about dogpiling when it comes to cancel culture. So this is very hypocritical for Fursky to say that, especially at a case where you had to get Kumo of all people to defend you.
Not gonna lie, when you and Silverfox left and Foxton freaked out and kind of just disassociated, it demoralized the fuck out of everyone. They just went, you know what, this is a waste of time. There's other people we're talking to. Kumo wants to say some stuff because he has something very interesting. He's been swearing up and down about an old, like, artsy art group that Peaches was involved in, that if the information they have gets out is going to, well, it's not going to end well for Peaches, is what I've been told.
Do one of you have Kumo's account? Let me see if I can shoot him a DM.
Yeah. I'm only saying it because he's been relatively okay with me saying it, so I don't want to go shit.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine with me having a chat with him. I did find his fucking Hopeless Peaches vid. I don't know. Well, maybe that gets me points. I'm not sure.
Let me go look around for his account
real
quick, because it's in here. Oh, you sent it? Okay, never mind then. Yeah. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he is currently looking into this stuff. He was asking about the Harley stuff not that long ago, and I gave him the Google Drive containing all the stuff about Harley, and he even sees, like, why the fuck is everybody saying this is grooming? That was his response when he saw all that stuff. He's like, why the hell is anybody saying it's grooming? This is not grooming.
because
Yeah,
I was saying it and no one else at the time. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, like I was laughing my ass off because at one point, like he came at us asking why the fuck do we talk to weirdos like fucking Silverfox and fucking Grimskull. I'm like, well, they provided this set of information about the Harley stuff, and we had questions about why the fuck is Lila trying to say this when this says the opposite. So we sent him what we got on that regard.
Yeah, he was like
Nonsense.
he was put under under the assumption that you guys were like a bunch of fucking groomers to Harley, and like no, they're not. That never even
it was
fucking
because
happened.
of his friend Kumo said a bunch of shit because he's like he realized like fucking Kumo was in here, and then he's like, why are you talking to these like supposed degenerates and pedophiles and fucking zoophiles? And I'm like, okay,
Akumu?
so
Was it Akuma that said that or Kumo?
Akumu.
it's a Kumo.
Akuma. Why the fuck would Akuma have an issue? I made him that meme. I helped him out. Fuck him. All right.
Yeah, he was freaking out, and then like we basically explained everything to him, and it's just like, okay, then maybe in this case, Akuma is just being retarded. I'm like, okay.
Well, I have a feeling I know the real reason why Akumu might be a little bit trepidatious about me, but it's because of Jokun.
2 months later after that call, Kuma was basically abandoned by Sada Psyops as well as the cast crew due to downgrading Cameron, one of Fox Mafia's members.
Chrome. This is who he has on screen. Miss Emily. Oh, Cass wasn't in the group chat. Son of Psyops and Neo. Alright? Right here. Son of Psyops, Emily, and Neo. Okay? The context behind this is that these were the guys who were supposed to fill me in on the context and give me their side of the story so that when I made my Lio video, I could represent them, I could not only give them satisfactory representation, but for them to know that so I could, like, get it straight from the horse's mouth. So that it wasn't just me paraphrasing their side of the fucking story. You know? Be like, okay, this is exactly how they like to tell it. This isn't me, like, capping for them. So that they can get the representation that they feel they deserve. They kept playing with me and wasting my time and giving me these sob stories about how hard they had it for the last 6 months. And I'm like, I could one up all of you fucking losers if I wanted to, but that's not the kind of person I am. It's not something I care to do right now. But they kept giving me these stupid fucking sob stories about why I should feel bad for them, and so I decided I made the mistake of being a little understanding. I made the mistake of being a little bit more patient with them. And so ultimately what ended up happening was they drug it out for months, okay, playing with my fucking time and making up excuses as to why they couldn't talk to me and get in a call and give me the fucking context. Making up all these fucking excuses. Every time they tried this, one of them got embarrassed. When one of them got embarrassed, they would go and they would collect in a group and just mauled about me. Because I would fucking embarrass them for making all these stupid excuses. And I was hella fucking abrasive and rude to everybody in there. Because I wanted to make sure nobody could be like, guilt by association, you're friends with these people. I was rude to everyone while I was in there. I told everyone in there to fucking kill themselves regularly. Now, we were still civil, and we would still, like, try to get shit done, and we would, whenever I'd interact with them, it wasn't just a fucking yelling match, but I did make it a point to every time I was in a call with them to tell those people to fucking kill themselves. I was an absolute asshole. I was really abrasive, just so nobody could say I was their friend, okay? They still tried to say I was their friend. People were still trying to do the guilt by association thing. But in hindsight, most of those people, they're justified if they didn't like me the entire time, because I didn't want them to like me. That being said, these were the top picks for the people that they said you don't need to get everyone in the server. You don't need to just single out Cass. These are and this is what Cass said. These are sort of my technicians and my archivalists. These are the people with all the receipts and all the information I'm going to need for my video. Well, the next day or that night, what follows is they give me this convenient excuse of not wanting to work with me because I'm an asshole, because I was posting blue animals in chat and teasing fucking Cameron over another one of her shit takes. Those of you who don't know, Cameron was a former Discord staff in my server who was infamous for this shit take about why she thinks Fahrenheit is better than Celsius. And I kid you not, her justification for this autism was that you shouldn't use the same measurement tool you use to measure the temperature of water to measure the temperature of the air. I kid you not, that's how fucking stupid she was. Okay, she's infamous for that take, and she's also infamous in my server for being a fucking self-diagnosed autist. So she was like trying to educate my my server members at one point when she first came in about autism, and talking about how fucking autistic she was. Being autistic was practically her entire personality. All the while admitting to me afterwards that she's not actually diagnosed with autism. She self-diagnosed herself with autism, and her justification is, man, do you know how hard it is to get diagnosed with autism? No shit! Maybe because you're not fucking autistic! So, That's the kind of person she was. So she said blue animals aren't real. It's a trick of the light, and only 20% of things that occur in nature are blue. They occur blue naturally in nature. So I start spamming the chat with fucking blue animals. I think this drama was like talked about on stream recently, or like a month ago. So I started posting blue animals and blue plants and shit. Blue birds, blue dogs, blue horses. At some point I gave it the fuck up and stopped posting real blue animals and blue plants. I just started posting fucking photoshopped animals and plants. And the entire time I was just giggling, and I said, they're not real. They can't hurt you. They're not real. The blue horse is not real. It cannot hurt you, Cam. And then the other thing she bitched about, and I kid you not, this is the reason I cut her off completely, is because she acted like this was her Rosa Parks moment. She acted like she was genuinely traumatized by this trolling. If you can even call it trolling. It was the most light teasing ever. The other thing that she was bitching about was because she was trying to brag about boiling fish. And I said, your ass did not cook. I said, your ass cannot cook. You do not know how to cook. And she got mad. And so I was like, haha, you can't cook. Skill issue. Just fucking with her. And then that night, she sits in a call all fucking night with those fucking furry Chris Hansen wannabes, and starts ranting about how she's traumatized and deeply hurt by the fact that I would tease her like that by saying she can't cook and posting blue animals in the chat. So the following morning, I wake up to the most pretentious bullshit like you saw in that screenshot, boiling fish, yeah, right? Them saying, if this is how you treat your fucking teammates or the people you work with, then I don't want to work with you. And then they all proceed to leave the fucking group chat that was made that was made with the purpose of them being my minions and bringing me screenshots and explaining away context to me on things as I was preparing my video. And at some point, even giving testimony, so that it was like straight from the horse's mouth, and it was clear that I wasn't the one just trying to like frame anything, right? Oh, why is my okay? They gave me the excuse that, oh, you bullied her. Oh,
Now, given the fact that these people want to pile the weight off their shoulders to other people that will be covering the Fox Mafia, there's a long ass history about it. But I'll be going in circles if I were to cover each part, so I recommend watching my stream if you haven't watched it yet. This section is way too good to be covered in a video, so I'm gonna give a special light to Gilded Poo for bringing this up. In the original video, Gilded Poo mentions that Neora and Cass have been holding people's doxes in a certain server that they keep information of certain people, whether they are enemies or Senate adjacent. I won't cover everything in that video, so I recommend watching it yourself. The reason why this is a segment to begin with is because Neora complained about the document that Lyle linked on the Caswarfox video. The document in question only features one of Neo's social medias as well as Caswarfox's medias as well. And if you click at the links that are provided by the document, you can actually look up their actual name with those keys of information. Since she basically changed her Twitter account to something else that is completely different. She used to do streaming, of course, linking her Twitch. And you can't say, oh well, it's technically inactive, even though it's already archived. You can already share something on the internet that you're supposed to be not sharing to begin with. You're just dumb at that point, right? And of course, if you go back to this account here, actually, it still displays her account. Now, I did find an actual archive of her old channel here. And as you can see, there's a DeviantArt right here. Along her Steam Labs, her Twitch, and this Redbubble. Oh, what's this? Oh, her Redbubble account. Very interesting. Clogging up the store there, Jesus. But nevertheless, obviously same style of art, same picture, everything. Obviously you can tell it's Neo. And she winks. Couple of things here. I actually don't know what this one is, but oh, her Twitch, yeah. So that is basically confirmed. But since her Twitter is different, she renamed herself as Hedgehog1284, which is similar to her DeviantArt account, which for some reason They gotta remove this feature, dude. It's fucking annoying. But it's the same thing as her DeviantArt account. And now, if you look at her YouTube channel, it's still basically the same thing. So obviously, sharing different links, whatever, fine. However, it's still up. Like, I could just refresh the page and it's still there. Now, as of Neo, she got scared that her Facebook got leaked. But what you look at that. With Quail Mare. Not only that, the high school that she went to. Not only that, her ugly ass fucking face. So no. You can't say you got doxxed. Now you might argue, well, I actually removed the links of my YouTube channel. It doesn't give you an excuse that you did it earlier, Neo. People archive things for a reason. Or just automatically. You kinda already did this to yourself. I wouldn't be surprised if Nero came out of her way to say that I doxed her in this video, which is kind of very funny if I think about it. But enough of that section. There's something important I need to discuss about. The reason why I want to make this a section is because of multiple reasons. One of which is the clip that I will be showing right now.
For the record, we have a couple of things here that's going to happen. I have a compilation of calls I'm going to be uploading at some point. That is going to be calls I've had with some members. Nobody in the thumbnail, nobody we talked about here. To see what these people are like one-on-one. And then at some point I'm going to be having a stream with Pizza because they've been going around lying about Pizza too. So just keep in mind, whenever these idiots get stupid or they make claims, this is who they're defending. Somebody who can make his own videos, but they just let him hide behind them. Cass doesn't care. He never cared. He's been scheming about this nonsense for over a year now. He cannot handle any pushback. So, let him burn. Let him die.
The second reason why I want to make this section is because I have publicly announced the apology in Medicare forums. Even though this isn't really directed to Pizza, but it still stands out. Considering that I lashed out on Pizza by calling out one of his friends IRL, which I didn't know at the time that was his IRL friend. I have publicly called out under the influence of him being a Nazi fur, which was a complete shot in the fucking dark. If anything, it was a shot to the fucking sun. I could cover more about what I did to Pizza here, but most of it was basically influenced by Cass, which increased my paranoia, such as the IP address fame from Minecraft. But I think Pizza should be held accountable for the same level for lying to me as well, such as lying about the Jester situation, and then calling me a Sue sympathizer off of that alone. Also, can you motherfuckers stop using double standards as a weapon? It gets you nowhere. Especially if that standard alone is from somebody else and not from me. I know the main core of this whole trauma is just guilt by association, but do not connect that to me whatsoever, because that's just flat out retarded. I am still keeping my word that everybody is not following this trauma, including myself. So don't take this as me grandstanding on the fact that I am in the right and you're in the wrong. All I'm saying here is be the bigger man, although it's already too late for Castaneo to do that, so keep punching the punching bag, and you might get milk out of it. This will conclude the video as a whole, so thank you for watching. If you have any questions about the Fox Mafia drama, or if you want to drop by, just interview me, I really don't care. Lio's gonna make a video on me, and I wouldn't really necessarily care unless if he starts slandering me. But time will tell. I will see you guys next time.